Hey guys, Merry late Christmas. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. I actually did. Ronnie gifted me Final Cut Pro because I had been asking how I can edit my videos better and how I can help make the editing process not so brutal. And so he actually helped reformat my laptop so that it could be a little bit faster, so hopefully my editing won't take as long, won't be as exhausting to do, and Final Cut Pro will hopefully make the editing a little bit more flashy or fun or whatever, instead of just boring me talking and like a swipe transition. So we shall see after I do this video. Once I edit, hopefully it works. But I mean, it's a gift for you guys too, because I'm doing this for you. In any case, that was really thoughtful of him, so thank you, Ronnie. I didn't update last week only because there really wasn't much to update on. It was pretty much the same. Week 2 was almost the same as week 1. It was pretty tiring, just exhausting, and definitely a learning curve of everything. So I just want to share with you though what the 5 main lessons I've learned in the past 2-3 weeks here, 2 weeks, because I am on, today is December 26th, so I am officially 22 days post-op since my surgery was day 4. I am currently at 252, so I am down 23 pounds from day of surgery. So that's awesome, but I could care less about the number on the scale. I really could care less how much weight I've lost. You know, I'm getting compliments and everything saying that I look skinnier and blah blah blah, and that's great, thank you so much, but I don't care because I just want to feel normal. But in any case, let me go back to the 5 lessons I have learned in the last 2-3 weeks, and hopefully that'll help anybody else with some lessons. Here we go. Lesson 1, listen to your body. Really pay attention to the signs that it gives you, because it does give you signs. I actually didn't realize that my body was giving me all these signals pre-op, before I even thought about the surgery, because all of these little noises and feelings and things like that I've always had. I just never paid attention to them and I ignored them. But now I can't. I have no choice but to listen to my body and to pay attention to these signs. So it's been very educational in that sense. My body does tell you how it feels. So there's no need to question. It'll tell you when it's tired, because my body definitely tells me when I'm tired. Walking around the mall, doing Christmas shopping, I got tired several times, and so I listened to my body and took a break, rested instead of over pushing myself. Thursday, when I got my staples removed, I had, you know, a burst of energy and I thought I was going to do great. I thought it was fine, so I went to go play bingo and all that, and definitely felt it the next couple of days afterwards, because Friday, Saturday were spent trying to recover. Basically, it was almost like going back to day 1 right after my surgery. Definitely different foods are giving me different feelings now. So like my stomach will make a noise, or will kind of do like a quick like leap or grumble or something to let me know that it's not happy. Definitely let me know when it's full, which I didn't pay attention to before, because I could go, back then I would go to a buffet and just stuff my face and just overfill myself and then just feel so sick afterwards and just ignore the signs that it gave me. But now I feel it, I'm done, I quit. Like I stop whatever it is I'm doing and give my stomach time to rest again, because you know, all your organs basically need time to rest, and if you don't give it that proper rest, you'll feel it. And I think that's what happens, you know, when you just get busy and life is just on the go. And granted, I mean, I've had 3 weeks to just sit at home and listen to my body and feel better about myself and give it time to rest and everything. But I'm going to have to keep these lessons in mind once I go back to work, because I do go back to work tomorrow after 3 weeks off. So I just really have to make sure I remember this number 1 lesson that I learned: listen to my body. If I get tired, chill out. If I'm eating too much, chill out. If I'm panicking, chill out. Just pretty much overall number 1 lesson for me: chill out. And that has always been a problem for me, because I'm just so anxious and high-strung and all that. So definitely chill out, let go, let God. Number 1 lesson for me. Number 2 that I've learned is that your taste buds and the things that you were able to tolerate back then can definitely change, and even in just a short time. So it's only been 22 days after surgery, but so much of my taste buds and the things I was able to tolerate back then have changed. Number one being is I think I am now lactose intolerant, which I wasn't before, and I was always really excited about that because there is so much dairy everywhere, and I mean, just makes things taste so much better. But I know now for sure that I am lactose because I can no longer drink the Premier protein shakes because there is milk in them, because every time I drink them, again, my stomach will tell me, nope, don't like it, because my stomach, every time I do take a sip of the Premier protein, my stomach just rumbles and it is so uncomfortable. So I'm like, nope, not gonna try that anymore. When I had the yogurt, same thing, I was able to stomach the yogurt, but the reactions afterwards, not pleasant. So I don't think I can do yogurt for a little bit either. I've got to figure out some other solutions, but I do need to get my protein in. I had avocado, and I love avocado. I've always loved avocado. I like it as guacamole. I like it as a smoothie. I know it's weird, a lot of people don't like the sugar avocado smoothie, but a lot of Vietnamese places have it, and so I've just grown up on it. So I love avocado in my sandwiches and everything. I always ask for like extra avocado on my sushi, things like that, but I can no longer tolerate that, at least for right now, because I was so excited to try avocado after day 15, because according to my surgeon paperwork, it says that days 8 through 14 were I could after days 8 through 14 I could have the soft foods. Turns out it's actually days 8 through 21. There was a typo on the paperwork, which is a pretty big typo if you ask me, but I had to contact my surgeon. I kept calling her, and it because with the holidays and everything, it was hard to get a hold of her, so I didn't get a hold of her until maybe like day 17 afterwards. But by then I had already tried the avocado and things like that and knew that I was uncomfortable, but they were like, no, it's too early. So technically today is a day I am able to eat soft foods, because now I'm on day 22, but already slowly been trying to incorporate some soft foods, because you know, people say there are some things you can tolerate, some people can tolerate faster, things like that. So I've been trying little bits here and there just to see, but that is what I've learned, that as my taste buds can change. So avocado, it tasted great. The first bite did taste great, but after like the fourth bite, it wasn't so good anymore. So hopefully that changes, because I really do still love avocado, and hopefully I can figure out a way to manage that later on down the road. My Premier Protein Clear was actually good to me before. It was a tropical fruit punch flavor, and I have learned now that I can't have that either, because my body just breaks out in itches everywhere. Like my arms would be like just red because they were so itchy. Same thing with my legs and my knees, and especially around my knees, so which was really weird, but it was so itchy at the time. And so I can't have that anymore, so I've got to figure out another way to get my protein in. But now that I can eat soft foods, maybe it should be a little bit easier. That was my lesson number 2. Number 3 that I learned, which is really strange because I didn't think that this was going to be an issue, but I can't take hot showers anymore. I took one day, it was really cold, and I was like, okay, I think a hot shower would really make me feel better, because it was one of the days where I felt really exhausted and things like that. So I was like, a hot shower usually helps, because even back then when I would have headaches and things like that, if I took a hot shower, I would feel like almost instantaneously better. So I was like, okay, it was one of those days, I think it was Sunday of week 2, and it was just one of those days where I didn't feel too good and things like that. It was really cold, and so I was like, okay, let me take a hot shower. That should make me feel better. So I took a hot shower, got out of the shower, and I was trying to comb my hair, and lately combing my hair has been really exhausting, and it's just strange because my hair is really not even that thick. If you can see, it's pretty thin. So I'm really nervous about the whole hair loss thing, because my hair is already not that thick anyways. I love brushing my hair. It's very calming to me. I've always loved just sitting and brushing my hair. But brushing my hair has been kind of tiring, especially when it's wet. Now, when my hair is dry, then I can brush my hair forever. It's fine. It's not hard to do at all. But when my hair is wet right after a shower, it's a little harder lately. Before, not a problem, because I have the wet tangle brush, so it's like, you know, it just combs through like butter. But lately after the surgery, it's been a little bit harder. So I was trying to brush my hair, and I just felt really dizzy. Like it was like vertigo or something, because like the whole room just like warped. I mean, it felt like I was like all the way around. It was crazy, and I haven't really felt that feeling. I was dizzy, I was lightheaded, I was about to pass out, my knees got weak, all of that. And so I thought, okay, maybe I overexerted myself trying to comb my hair, but I had to like push my way back to the couch because I have been sleeping on the couch pretty much the entire time, just because it's easier to get up and out of the chair and things like that, and it's a little more comfortable on my butt. And so I kind of pushed my way back, but I almost fell because I felt so weak. But I did sit down, had to call my mom and have her come and rub my back and everything, so I was able to go to sleep. But I googled it, of course, and it turns out that there have been other people that have had issues with the hot showers after the surgery, and you know, they mentioned like body temperature and things like that, so it kind of makes sense. But after that, I learned no more hot showers. I've been doing lukewarm showers and I haven't felt that since. So that is another lesson for me, which is a strange lesson, but a lesson that was important to me in any case. Then number 4 lesson that I've learned is a good one, because I've learned that being around food is okay. Even though I crave it and I have, you know, like the last video I had, it's just every time I saw food and things like that, like I would want it and I would like get so sad and upset and things like that. With the holidays and everything, being around the food, being around people eating and everything, it was fine. I actually did not feel sad. I mean, there's always going to be that little pang of like, oh man, if I didn't get the surgery, I could be eating that right now, or oh, this and that. But it's definitely not as intense as it was before. And I think the more I'm around food and the more I'm around people eating food, the more comfortable I'll get with it. So that's really good for me, because I do have a lot of friends and family that do like to eat and go out to eat and things like that. So I don't feel now that I have to be away from that anymore, and I can be in the social environment and be okay. The only downside I think I feel with that is that everybody eating around me feels guilty, I guess, for eating around me, because you know, they'll say like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I hate to eat in front of you, and knowing you can't eat it, or oh, they'll pretend to be like, oh, this doesn't even taste good, you know, blah blah blah. So I do feel bad about that, because I don't want you guys to feel guilty, because it's fine, honestly, because smelling the food and looking at the food, again, reading the signs that my body gives me, I know that my body won't be able to take it, and I know that my stomach won't like it, and I don't want to go through that process. So I've actually been cooking for Timothy the last 2 weeks that I've been home almost every day, his breakfast and his lunch, just as an appreciation for everything that he's done for me these past couple of weeks. And, you know, cooking it and everything was fine. It was a little hard because, you know, obviously I can't taste some of the things, but just going by memory and what I think, you know, how much seasoning to put in and things like that. And he said it was fine. He could be lying to me, who knows, but he ate it, so it's fine. Cooking it actually made me feel full, kind of like when you cook, and if you cook so much, it's just like you get tired of looking at the same food, or you get tired of cooking it so you're not hungry anymore. So same concept there. So I'm able to cook just fine. And same thing as if we're out eating at a restaurant, I can watch people eat and everything, and I feel full just watching them eat. So I'm okay. Like Timothy did get pizza, which from my last video I said I've been craving pizza so bad. But so he got some pizza, and all I had to do was really smell it, and I was fine. You know, because really it's like the smell of food is enticing, and that's really all it is for me. So smelling it, getting it out of my system is fine. I really don't need to actually eat it. So that's a good lesson for me that I've learned, that I can deal with it and tolerate it. So I'm really excited about that, because now I don't feel like I have to be secluded all the time and away from everybody while they're all eating and everything. And I do find solutions on things I can eat. So like at one of the holiday parties, there was nothing but solid foods, but they did have queso. So I figured, okay, queso is kind of liquidy, we'll see if that works. And I just kind of licked it off a spoon and I was fine. So definitely finding different ways to eat things is interesting. But again, listening to my body at this point really likes cold foods. So like sugar-free popsicles, I'm able to eat a ton of those, even though I'm getting kind of burnt out because I've never really been a sugary person. I mean, I know that it's sugar-free, but it still tastes like sugar, so I'm not too fond of that right now. Not too fond of the sugar, but the coldness of the popsicle was good. So that's why eating the queso, like licking it off of the spoon, it almost felt like eating the sugar-free popsicle, so it was able to go down and it was fine. That's how I survived the holidays. I just tried to find something I could eat. But yesterday at a holiday party, I had my probably biggest lesson, and I will definitely remember this for a long time, because lesson number 5 is to chew your food. That is so important, because that feeling that when it gets stuck is so uncomfortable. I do not ever want to feel that. ever again, because I was looking at some of these cousins' Snapchats and stuff of the food that they had at the house, and I didn't see any soups or anything that I could eat, like the queso that I saw from the last party we went to. There was a lot of solid foods. I mean, it was all good food, but it was all solid foods. So I asked them if there was any soup, because we were already on the road and everything, and if, you know, there wasn't, I could just stop by and get something or grab something from home. And they were like, oh no, there's soup, but there is like chunks in it, because it was like an egg drop soup with like shredded chicken, like finely shredded chicken, and quail eggs and mushrooms. And quail eggs, if you're not familiar, they basically taste just like regular eggs, regular chicken eggs. They're just a lot smaller. So they're really, really miniature eggs. They're like maybe that big. You know, like the little tiny chocolate eggs you get for Easter. It's almost like the same size. I was excited because I'd had scrambled eggs the night before just fine. And so I was like, okay, I should be able to eat the quail egg, should be fine. So I had the broth, you know, I tried to get as much broth as I could, and then a couple of quail eggs. I told myself to cut the quail egg before I ate them, like with my spoon, just to make sure that I chopped them up a little bit. But I guess I was just so eager to eat that I didn't think about it. I forgot at the time. And so I was like, but when I popped it into my mouth, I was like, chew, chew, chew. Make sure you chew your food. Make sure it's really small, really soft, because that's what all the, you know, the forums and things like that say. That's really important to remember. But I think in my earnest to eat, I did not chew, like, I guess maybe the back of my teeth or something. So I ended up swallowing like a quarter of a quail egg without realizing that I hadn't chewed it all the way. And it got stuck. It got stuck like in my chest area, and it felt so tight. It felt so uncomfortable. I thought, you know, when they say it almost feels like what you would imagine a heart attack would feel like, that's what it felt like. It was just there, and I was panicking, and I was starting to get dizzy. I was starting to get lightheaded as well, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I was like trying to rub it down. I kept doing this, trying to get it to go down. And of course I Googled it, and it turns out there's a lot of people that have had that issue as well because they didn't chew. And you know, back then my automatic reaction would be like, just drink water. Water will make it, force it to go down, blah, blah, blah. But thank God I read what I read, because they were like, oh, don't drink the water because it's already a blockage. It'll just get stuck, and it'll just back you up even more, and it'll feel even more uncomfortable, and the lump will just feel bigger, blah, 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 etc., etc. So like, okay, don't do that. So I just paid attention to what they said. They were like, walk it off, you know, try to bounce a little bit, try to get it to go down, you know, throwing up helps, things like that. So I threw up for the first time since the surgery. Even after the surgery, I didn't throw up, even though I was so nauseous. I tried to throw up but couldn't. But yesterday was the first time. Unfortunately, it was on Christmas, and I missed out on some family activity, but it wasn't bad because I did what everyone said and things like that. That it actually did go away pretty soon. So after I threw up several times, and it was all liquid and things like that, it did finally go down. So I guess it was true, there was just a big blockage there. So throwing some of that up gave my stomach some room again. And so throwing that up felt a little bit better. It was all liquid, some foamies, that's what people called it. And I felt better, and I took a quick little nap, maybe like a 15-20 minute nap, and I felt fine. And I was able to go back to the party and enjoy the time with the family. So that was my biggest lesson. I will definitely always remember that, to chew my food, because my stomach is a lot smaller and it won't be able to tolerate food the way it used to. And I used to never really pay attention to my chewing habits before and things like that. So when they say to chew your food, because that is such an uncomfortable feeling. Trust me, you don't want to feel it. I was so scared, so panicked. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to make a scene. I don't want to have to go to the ER, you know, while all this family is here and everything like that, and especially on Christmas Day. So that will definitely be a lesson that has lodged itself into my brain, to chew. So those are the 5 main lessons that I've learned in the past couple of weeks, and they are very important lessons, and I will definitely have those stick with me. But overall, things are getting better. I did get my staples removed on the last Thursday, so my incisions look okay. They do open up like a little spot or something does seem to drain, because every now and then I'll look down and I'll see like a spot on my shirt or something. So I guess they are still kind of draining out, but they are fine. They're not as itchy as I thought they would be. A lot of people said that they would be itchy, and I mean, they are itchy. There's not like an insane itch like I thought they would be. The only insane itches that I've had is like there's these 2 little spots, and I think that's where they put my blood thinner injections when I was in the hospital. So I think I must still be having a reaction to that, because I still have like these 2 like huge red blotches on either side of my stomach. because they did alternate when they put in the blood thinner. So there was that. And then obviously whenever I had the Premier Protein clear drinks, I would get really itchy. But after stopping those, I haven't been itchy since. I mean, my skin is really dry only because I think the lack of water, because again, I'm only having maybe like 20 to 30 ounces max of water. That's as much as I can force myself to drink at this point right now. I'm gonna try to get more in. Now that we've progressed a little bit, my stomach might be able to hold a little bit more, so I'm gonna definitely try to get more liquids in. I'm gonna try doing protein drinks with the Isopure unflavored powder. I'm gonna try maybe like soy milk or almond milk to see if that will help, since I can't have regular milk anymore. My vitamins, I still doing pretty okay with my vitamins and my acid blocker. I'm supposed to start like the calcium, the iron, and the vitamin D now, but I've kind of already incorporated those in, so I should be okay there. You know, once I go back to work tomorrow, hopefully I just remember those 5 lessons I just said. And that way I can really slow down, chill out, and make sure that I am able to take care of my body as well as take care of work and not let either interfere with each other. So, but things are getting better. Things are looking up. Things are looking a little bit easier to deal with and handle. So they say things get better. Things do get better. You'll have your slumps, you'll have your little, you know, thoughts and things like that, but you'll get over it. It'll be worth it. They say, you know, being down to 23 pounds and everything, I do still feel just as exhausted as I did before, but that's just because I'm not getting in what I'm supposed to be getting in. Hopefully that gets better, and then this exhaustion will kind of go away and I'll be able to work out and things like that and really get my body back into the optimum shape that it should be in. That is that. Those are my lessons, and I will update you guys probably next week or so, just to kind of explain how work went now that I get back to work. Granted, I'm only working for like 3 days, and then it's New Year holiday, and then another three-day work week. But you know, that's good. It's good for me. It's good timing. Just so it'll give me time to get adjusted again to the eating habits and the drinking habits, plus work, because obviously it's easy when you're just sitting here doing nothing for 3 to focus on those things, but it'll be harder once you have something else to focus on top of that. So wish me luck. Hopefully work goes smoothly. I have missed work, so I'm excited to get back, and I'm excited to be productive once again. I hope you guys have the rest of a good week.